أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم من حمسه ونفخه ونفثه بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي بجاه سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى يا معلم آدم علمنا ويا مفهم سليمان فهمنا يا معلم آدم علمنا ويا مفهم سليمان فهمنا يا معلم آدم علمنا ويا مفهم سليمان فهمنا بكرامة وعلمك ما لم تكن تعلم وكان فضل الله عليك عظيما وبعد المستمعين الأفاضل السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. A very good evening from here and good moment to everyone wherever you are and whenever you access this message. Today is the 23rd of Ramadan, 1444, after the hijrah of the noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam from Mecca to Medina, equivalent to the 14th of April 2023 CE. So we are reading Aphorism 21 of the 246 aphorisms of the Sufi spiritual aphorisms of Ibn AtaiLlahi Al-Sakandari. So as it is a practice, so we're going to read the stanza, check whether there are some words that require attention, later give the literal translation, followed by the conceptual meaning and message therein, and later with the interpretation of Sheikh Abdul Majid Ash-Sharnobi rahimahullah. The aphorism goes thus, and I read: طلبك منه إتهام له وطلبك له غيبة منك عنه وطلبك لغيره لقلة حيائك منه وطلبك من غيره لوجود بعدك عنه. Again, I read the stanza again. طلبك منه إتهام له وطلبك له غيبة منك عنه وطلبك لغيره لقلة حيائك منه وطلبك من غيره لوجود بعدك عنه. If we notice, there are 4 repetitions of talab here. There are 4 repetitions of talab. Talabuka minhu, talabuka lahu, talabuka li ghayrihi, and talabuka min ghayrihi. All, so this signifies the 4 forms and categories of seeking help and request, either directly from God or indirectly through other creatures. So there are some words that we think require attention. The first is the one that we have just explained, talab, so which is request. Talab here could also mean ad-du'a. Ad-du'a, yani du'a'uka ilayhi, okay? Your prayer. It could also be at-tadarru'at, tadarru'at, supplications towards him, okay? So all the domir ha, minhu, okay? The ha'u in lahu, the ha'u in lahu again, anhu, the ha'u in ghairihi, the ha'u in minhu. So the ha'u, all the ha'u, the domirul ghaibul mufrad there, referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ittiham is the second word that requires attention, ittiham. When you make ittiham of somebody, of someone, you suspect the person. You suspect the person, and when you suspect someone, you doubt anything good from him. You doubt anything good can come from him. We say that is, you do not trust the person. So that is ittiham, suspect. All right? Ghiba could mean backbiting, okay? Backbiting. Talking about somebody behind him, behind his back, when he is not there. So that is ghiba. But here, ghibatun minka, it means the absence of mind. The absence of mind and the absence of concentration. So that is what that means here. And here we have haya'i, or haya'u. Haya'u are simply just like we have in an hadith, al-haya'u min ad-din, wal-khajal, al-haya'u min Allah, wal-khajalu min ash-shaytan. Haya, modesty, being shy, okay? Then khajal is shame, okay? Shamefulness, khajal, okay? Cowardness, okay? Cowardness, okay? Or cowardice, in other words, okay? Haya here is modesty, okay? Okay, so those are the words that require attention. Now we give the literal translation of the entire aphorism. Talabuka minhu ithamun lahu. Your request from him, you requesting from him, is a suspect of him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Again, when you request something from Allah, it's like you are suspecting him for forgetting you. وَطَلَبُكَ لَهُ غِيبَةٌ مِنْكَ عَنْهُ. And you seeking for him, means that you are hidden from him. Okay? You are hidden from him. You are not clear to him. You are not open up to him. That is the reason, because you seek for someone or something that you lack, that you don't find, that you don't see. So Allah is akrabu ilayka min hablu waridika. Allah is closer to you from your closer to you than your jugular vein. So why do you seek for him again, for the one that is that close to you? So talabuka lahu ghibatun minka anhu. So you're seeking for him or looking for him, searching for him, signifies your hiding, the hiding of your conscience from him. وَطَلَبُكَ لِغَيْرِهِ لَقِلَّةُ حَيَائِكَ مِنْهُ. You requesting for someone else or something else other than him shows lack of modesty from you. Shows that you lack modesty in him, in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For if you have modesty for him, someone who is that close to you, why will you look for something else other than him? So you seeking for something else, assistance from someone else, relying on something else, shows lack of modesty to him. It's okay, that is, you do not respect him. وَطَلَبُكَ مِنْ غَيْرِهِ لَوُجُودِ بُعْدِكَ عَنْهُ. Okay, we can read it لَوُجُود or لِوُجُود. Both way we can read. وَطَلَبُكَ مِنْ غَيْرِهِ, and your request of your needs from another source other than him is due to your distance from him. It's due to your distance from him. So for if you are spiritually connected to him, so you have everything and every right to speak to him and to communicate with him anytime you so wish. So that is the literal translation. Again, we give it in general translation. It says, if you make demands on him, you doubt him. If you seek him, you are absent from him. If you seek other than him, you are shameless before him. If you make demands on other than him, you are distant from him. So that is the close translation, close literal translation that we have for it. Now, the conceptual meaning that we get from there, so is that we sometimes when we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, of course, he asks us to pray, to ask him, Udu'uni astajib lakum. Call unto me, and I will answer you. I will respond to your call, to your need. Okay? But again, if we look into وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِي فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ. If we look into that concept again, we will we will see and we will think that why calling him? Why calling him? What is the need for calling him? Because he is all aware of our needs. It's very, very close to us, dear to us than any other things. So it's a matter of just trusting him. Okay, so this could lead some people thinking that sitting down praying or supplicating to Allah is a waste of time. No, it is not a waste of time. But however, we cannot rely on that prayer that it is due to that prayer that we make that make Allah to give us what we want. We should not think that way. We should not assume that without sitting down to call him or pray to him, he will not remember us, he will not give us what we need. No. There are trillions of creatures on earth and in the heaven and everywhere in the creatures that have no thought of calling unto God. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does his duty on them. So, what is the volume of a human being for him to think that until he calls unto God, before God remembers him? So that is the conceptual meaning here, that we should put all our trust wholeheartedly on God, on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we should trust him as the sustainer and provider of everything that we need. Okay, we should have no doubt in our mind that he forgets us. No, he does not. He sees us. However, we need to exert some efforts, basic effort, legal effort that is required of humanity. Okay, so the first stage of requesting is requesting from him directly. Okay, the second one is we think that he is not present, then we talab, we seek for him. Okay, number one is requesting from him, because we know that he is here. Then we request for him. Okay, number two is that we think he is not here. Then we seek for him. Okay, the first one is from him. We seek from him, we request from him, because we know he is near, he is present. The second stage is we seek for him, we look for him, because we think he is far, he is absent. So the third stage is seeking for other than Allah, thinking that, number one, Allah is not present. Number two, he is far. Then waiting for him will be wasting of time. So then we need to look for alternative. That is the third. The fourth and the last is we have seen an alternative. Okay, we have identified a particular alternative. Then we request from that alternative, thinking that God is not present, God is far, and God is incapable of sustaining us. So these are the four categories of seekings that is mentioned and demarcated here. So of all these four, the best form is the number one, Talabuka minhu, because we are assured that he is very, very near, okay, very near and close to us. Then we request directly from him. But again, in adab, okay, as a seeker of the truth, we should know that he knows what we want. So that talab minhu also could be considered as a suspect from him, as if we are doubting his presence. So that is the message here. We should put our trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wholeheartedly, but without forgetting the effort that he asks us to put. Okay? وَابْتَغِ فِي مَا آتَاكَ اللَّهُ دار الآخرة ولا تنس نصيبك من الدنيا. So in accordance to that ayah, okay, seek for the face of Allah in acquisition of akhirah, but do not forget your portion in the temporal life as well. So by this, calling unto him is not haram, because he is the one that orders us to call in, Udu'uni astajib lakum, call unto me and I will respond to you. Okay, but it falls into prohibition when we think that our calling unto him is a factor that will responsible or make him to give us what we want. So meaning to say, without calling unto him, he does not remember. So that is what the stanza is warning from. Now, let's go into the interpretation of Sheikh Abdul Majid Asharnobi, okay, to get the more clarification from him. So he says, the meaning of this is, طلبك منه تعالى حوائجك معتمدا على الطلب معتقدا أنه لولاه أنه لولاه. So your request from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Majesty, okay, requesting for your needs, حوائجك, okay, requesting for your needs, that is through prayer. So rely on that request, depending solely on that request, and thinking that without that request, lama istajaba laka, lama hasala matlubuka. So your needs and your request will not be granted, will not be actualized. Okay? So by so doing, is اتهام له تعالى بأنه لا يرزقك إلا بالطلب. So it is a doubt in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It shows that you suspect that Allah would not give you sustenance except that you ask and request from him. إذ لو وثقت به في إيصال منافعك إليك من غير سؤال لما طلبت. Because if you trust him, وثقت به, if you trust him, if you hold tight to him in getting your needs, in getting your requirements delivered to you without you asking, you wouldn't need to ask or pray to him. Okay? So that is the meaning there is that if our intention and aim of calling unto him is that we mean that he would not have done for us what we got without calling unto him, then it falls onto suspect. Okay, it falls under suspect and doubt in there. وأما إذا كان الطلب على وجه التعبد امتثالا لقوله تعالى ادعوني أستجب لكم فلا يكون معلولا، وبهذا يجمع بين طلب الدعاء والنهي عنه. Okay, but if the request is based on the act of worshiping in accordance and execution of the order and commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he says, call unto me and I would answer you, I will respond to you. So if it is in this way and in this manner, فَلَا يَكُونُ مَعْلُولًا, then there is no problem. So you don't mean that you don't place your dua or your request as a cause for getting what you want. So in that way, it is permissible. It is no problem. وبهذا يجمع بين طلب الدعاء والنهي عنه. So this stanza and aphorism, this section, the first طلب, طلبك منه, okay, اتهاما له, okay. So this it combines together in between the moderation. It requires moderation between the request for prayer, okay, and prohibition from praying, okay. The acceptability or the permissibility, it is in between. It shows it requires moderation in between the permissibility of praying to God and the prohibition of praying to him, that is of requesting from him. Okay, if the requesting is solely intended as the cause of getting our request, then it falls under the prohibition. But if it falls under the ta'abbud, yani executing the commandments of Allah in Udu'uni astajib lakum, then it falls under permissibility. So that is number one. وكذلك طلبك له تعالى بأن تطلب قربك منه والوصول إليه بعملك غيبة منك عنه إذ الحاضر لا يطلب وهو تعالى أقرب إليك من حبل الوريد. So the second category is طلبك له, you seeking for him, searching for him. بأن تطلب قربك منه, by seeking to get close to him, والوصول إليه بعملك, and arriving at his destination through your deeds, thinking that it is your deeds that will bring you close to him. So by so doing, it is a ghibatun minka anhu. It shows that you are far from him, you are not with him. It is you that you are far from him, he is not far from you. Because al-hadiru la yutlabu, the one who is present is not called upon again. You don't interject onto somebody who is already with you. Okay? You don't call upon the one who is already with you, present with you. You only need to tap. You only need to tap the person. So وَهُوَ تَعَالَى أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْكَ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ. So he, the Majesty, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is closer to you than the jugular vein. Okay, so that is the second one. So the third one, كَذَلِكَ طَلَبُكَ لِغَيْرِهِ مِنَ الْأَعْرَاضِ الدُّنْيَوِيَّةِ أو المراتب الأخروية لقلة حيائك منه إذ لو استحيت منه لم تؤثر عليه سواه. The same way, similarly, you're requesting for other than him. You're seeking for other alternative than him in actualizing or achieving your worldly issues, worldly materials, affairs, or in achieving al-maratib al-ukhrawiyya, position in the hereafter. Okay, here we can put this under this explanation under maratib al-ukhrawiyya, thinking that following a particular sheikh we necessitate your closeness to Allah and your acceptability to Allah. So this could fall under this explanation, thinking that until you put all your loyalty, until you throw all your loyalty behind a particular person, fleshy, material person, it will be the one that will bring you closer to Allah. So that shows that you lack modesty from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. For example, saying Bijahi Sheikh Kaza Kaza. Bijahi Sheikh Kaza Kaza Kaza. So Allahumma ajib du'a'i bijahi Sheikh Kaza Kaza Kaza. And to the extent that when you hear the name of that Sheikh, you are not settled. Your inner system interjects. It's not balanced, so it's disrupted. So in this aspect, so this could fall under talabuka lighayrihi. It could fall under talabuka lighayrihi. Okay, and as we are going to explain on number 4 also, calling on a particular person's spirit to grant your request other than directing your request to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala falls under this kind of distance, being distant from Allah. For if you are honest and seeking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He has told you, He has allowed you, He has clarified that He is very, very close to you. So you don't need anyone to intercept between you and Him. And He said, in addition to that, as I'm close to you, call unto me, and I'm going to answer, because I'm very close, I hear you. So without you necessarily going through a particular sheikh or a particular name of a person as a wasila, well, it is it is up to those who do that. And that is the reason, one of the reasons, majorly, why some people attack the Ahlu Tariqa, Ahlu Sufi, that they worship man instead of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay? We are not going to mention any particular Tariqa here. It is general to all major Tariqas. Okay? Particularly in the African continent, most especially in the western part of Africa, most especially Nigerians, Ghana, Senegal, and all this. So it is very, very rampant, very rampant. Okay, so you hang pictures. Some people go as far as hanging the picture of a particular person, sheikh, on a pendant, moving about with it and thinking that doing that will save them or provide something for them. Hanging the picture in the car, on the house, the plate number, and all that. Why? Okay, making it as a background of the computer, of the laptop, as a profile picture on the mobile, and the Facebook, and so on and so forth. So yeah, that, well, it is if you ask, they may have the explanation, but all the explanation will not mean that Allah is far. So we are allowed to call directly to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now we go back to the explanation and interpretation of Sheikh Al-Sharnobi. Okay, so so that explanation that we made fall under talabuka lighayrihi min al-a'rad ad-dunyawiyya aw al-maratib al-ukhrawiyya, okay, ad-diniyya. So by so doing, it shows qillatu haya'ika minhu. It shows your lack of modesty. Okay, it shows that you are shameless of him. So if the law is tahiyata minhu lam tusir alayhi siwa, because if you are ashamed of him, if you have modesty of him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will not prefer anything, any person, anybody, any human, any creature over him. Okay, you will not take anyone as intersection between you and him. Okay, so that is the message there, and I believe that is passed. وَكَذَلِكَ طَلَبُكَ مِنْ غَيْرِهِ تَعَالَى. So this is number 4, the last one. Okay. وَكَذَلِكَ طَلَبُكَ مِنْ غَيْرِهِ تَعَالَى غَافِلًا فِي حَالِ الطَّلَبِ عَنْ مَوْلَاكَ إِنَّمَا يَكُونُ لِوُجُودِ بُعْدِكَ عَنْهُ إِذْ لَوْ كَانَ قَرِيبًا مِنْكَ لَكَانَ غَيْرُهُ بَعِيدًا عَنْكَ. Okay. So similarly, your request from other person, requesting your needs from another person other than Allah subhanahu the Majesty, okay, it shows that you are ignorant, you are unmindful, okay, you are unmindful of your Lord at that particular time of seeking for help from another person. It shows anta ghafil an mawlaka fi hali talab. It shows your mindfulness, your unmindfulness of your Lord at that state of request from another person. Okay, so when you pray fervently, you spend a lot of time praying to a sheikh, okay, making thanahu on a particular sheikh, and thinking that doing that will grant you what you want. So, but there is temptation here. In so doing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, alladhi la yazlimu al-abdu, He knows the intention and He knows that what you want. He will grant your request from Him, not because of that person that you are calling. It is because He already has it in provision for you that He will grant you this at this particular time. And He is doing that as His own duty, not because you have gone through such a person to get. So it doesn't make that a particular person a demigod. Okay, so that is the point there. Okay, so innama yakunu liwujudi ba'dika anu. So by so doing, seeking help, assistance, support from other than Allah the Majesty shows your distance from Him. Okay, your farness from Him. إذ لو كان قريبا منك لكان غيره بعيدا عنك. Because if Allah is so close to you, all other things should be far from you. So, and the fact that you think other things are nearer to you shows that you have pushed God away from yourself. So, فَالطَّلَبُ بِهَوْجُهِ الْأَرْبَعَ مَعْلُولٌ. So requesting in all these four categories are based on cause and effect. Okay, they are causatives. Causative because you have placed that request as the factor majorly responsible for achieving your needs. Okay, سواء كان متعلقا بالحق أو متعلقا بالخلق. Either it is related to Allah, the truth, or it is related to the creature other than Allah. Okay? إِلَّا مَا كَانَ عَلَى وَجْهِ التَّعَبُّدِ وَالتَّأَدُّبِ. Allahumma illa ma kana ala wajhi ta'abbud wa ta'ad, except that request which is based on, which is connected to the commandment of seeking servitude to Allah and maintaining cordiality to Him, wa ittiba'ul amri wa izharul faqa. Okay, and following the commandments of God in Udu'uni astajib lakum and izharul faqa, and showing poverty and our lowliness. Okay, our lowliness unto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, showing and displaying our needs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if it is for that, then it is okay. Other than that, all four forms of desire or of requesting, they are based on ma'lul. Okay, they are ma'lul, so they are caused. They are caused, that they are based on cause and effect. Okay, because we have taken them for the factors responsible for answering our prayer. So that is the explanation of Sheikh Abdul Majid Al-Sharnobi, rahimahullah, and in very close sum and in very close word and conclusion of this, we should إذا كنت في أمر فكن فيه. When you are in a situation, you concentrate on it. When you are facing God, seeking God as the truth, you face him directly. So you have everything that you need to know him and to get close to him through his word, Al-Quran, through the interpretation of the noble Prophet, the Hadith, okay, and through the guidance and the further explanation of Kutub at-Tafasir and Fiqh and many other things, Kutub al-Sufi, okay. However, we need guides, okay, when moving on the path of Sufi. So we need a guide, we need a murshid, we need a sheikh, but it is not to the extent of taking them as demigods or small or lesser god. Okay, so our desire and our request should be based on the on fulfillment of the commandment of Allah in Ud'uni astajib lakum. Okay, and we should realize that وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي أَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ. So we do not need intercession. All right, in most cases. Okay, so that is the message there. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide us right and to further make it easy for us to seek him directly and to be patient and persevere on him. Innahu ala dhalika qadir wa bil ijabati jadir, ni'mal mawla wa ni'mal nasir. I place myself and everyone under the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in whose protection and guide nothing is lost. أستودعكم ونفسي في رعاية الله الذي لا يضيع ودائعه والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.